welcome to this week's episode of Chasing the Whimsy. I am your host, Ben. And today we have a special guest with us. She hasn't been here since episode, 7? 6? 5 and 6?
I was just there last month.
Oh, for Mother's Day, but your intro, your first episode. We have my sister here today.
Whoop, whoop.
Shannon. How you doing?
Thank you so much for having me on your broadcast.
Yes.
Or is it whatever? Yeah. Thank you.
So, yes, you were technically here for Mother's Day. Did you listen to the Mother's Day episode?
I did. It was a very lovely episode. And I enjoyed having the conversation with you and Sissy.
I agree. I thought... I'm trying to think. When was the last time the three of us had, were one together and then had an entire conversation?
Thanksgiving.
I was going to say Thanksgiving. Before that, though, there's not a lot. We're going to have to get you and Nikki back on because I want to go deep dive on the 90s growing up. Oh, we're in the summer, so we could do a summer episode of how we used to torment Nikki all the time and do all the fun stuff. But yes, you first came on. You were our first guest.
That's right.
Going all the way back to episode 5.
How long ago has that been now?
That would have been July, the 1st of August.
Of last year.
Of last year.
No.
Yeah. Because July 15th is our anniversary. So 5 weeks from July 15th is mid-August, late August.
Well, I suppose time flies when you're having fun.
I am having fun.
Well,
Do you have fun listening to these things?
Absolutely.
So why are you here today?
Because you invited me to be on your podcast.
Because it's your birthday. 3 days ago-ish.
Now I'm an older lady.
How old are you?
Old.
You
I'm
are
a big
old.
4-0 this year.
Is that exciting?
Yes.
Did you have a very mild midlife crisis like I did? So I turned 40 and I'm let's just podcast and record everything.
No, I didn't have a crisis. Actually, I went to the grocery store and I was carded on my birthday. So that really did make me feel good.
You do look...
She said a solid 26. Verbatim.
You do look younger than I do. We have the same genes, man. How come you look younger than I mean, I look like a mess.
Well, that's because you have gray hair.
I should shave because then I look like I'm 12. But I have a fat face like Dad. So I can't shave. And then I think the kids would freak out. I think Sophie would lose her mind.
I don't think I've seen your face cleaned up since high school.
Yeah, every once in a while, every once in a while I try to trim it a little bit, and then when I mess it up, I just have to shave the whole thing off because I don't know what I'm doing. But
I remember when you first started growing out your mustache, and it was really thin and sparse.
Yes.
And it was really long, just on the sides of your lip, but not so much under your nose.
Right, that stereotypical 1970s kung fu old man. What do they call that? The Fu Manchu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when I hit puberty around 30, it really started to come in really well now.
Oh, that's funny.
So you're 40.
How many times are you going to say that? I'm 40.
Because you're an old lady.
I know. Nikki says I'm 4/10 of a century.
You are. Who texted you first for your birthday?
I believe it would have been Aunt Kathy.
All right. I was up there close.
Yes, you were.
And we had a conversation on your birthday.
We did. Actually, it was the day after my birthday, but who's keeping track?
Yeah, it was all the same. To be fair, I was probably up 2.5 days, so it was all one day to me anyway. So what else did you do for your birthday?
Kept it pretty low key, in bed by 9 o'clock. Yeah.
You've been doing that since you were 12.
I know. It's hard having so much energy and, tackling the day head on with a positive outlook. It's exhausting.
It is.
Yeah. So, no, my birthday was uneventful. Just went to the grocery store. We're here in Kalispell, Montana. It's beautiful, but I believe it was rainy and windy and cold on Tuesday. So, don't really want to do a whole lot out there.
Right. So why are you out there?
Because we live out here.
You're snowbirding it.
Yes.
I was thinking about it. I am super I don't know. I don't think jealous is the right word, but I love the idea of having like 2 destinations all year, because it does get hot. Like it's 122 degrees today, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna barely hit 80 today.
Oh my god!
I got to put my turtleneck away and put on a t-shirt, and I also put shorts on today, but I have very high socks because my feet are cold.
That's
awesome. Probably too much information, but I was just trying to give you like that visual that you don't have to look pretty out here, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just hanging out, enjoying the sunshine, beautiful weather. I might go garden. You have so many opportunities. They're endless.
What is it called? It describes the amount of people per square mile. What is that called?
Oh, you're talking about a pioneer county.
You're a pioneer county. And what does that mean?
My understanding is a pioneer county is where there's less than 6 person per square mile.
That is so cool. That means
so you have to remember, like Arizona, and I'm not a whiz. I'm not a numbers person, so it's probably inaccurate. But my understanding is, Phoenix metropolitan is about 90 miles wide, 40 miles high, right?
Okay.
And in that metropolitan region, there's 6 million people. And that's just Phoenix Metro alone.
Right.
Then you think about like Montana. It's like the 4th largest state in the United States, and it just broke 1 million people.
That is crazy.
It sounds crazy, but it's just so busy in the city, and there's always that hustle and bustle, and it's just sometimes you just got to slow your roll, and that's not the 40 talking. I'm just saying, like, sometimes there's a lot more in life that we forget about to appreciate the little simple things in life. And until you get outside of that box, that city box, you really don't know what you're missing. You've got to experience everything, all possibilities.
So what's your favorite thing to experience up there right now? Is it your gardening? Your goats?
No, I think my favorite thing, well, the summer has just started. So there's a lot of great things coming this summer: kayaking, hiking, farmers markets started like
nice.
2 weeks ago. So, and then the festivals every weekend, and beautiful riding weather. So you can hop on the motorcycle and just go and there's no traffic at all. It's just beautiful.
You live in that retirement life
Yeah,
a little bit.
I would say semi-retired. I work
But
and I
yeah,
work
yeah.
hard during the day, and um then I just, enjoy all of the peacefulness. You kind of feel zen. I'm not really like spiritual like that, but you do get this like just calming, peaceful feeling when you're not distracted by all of the noise of city life or the obligations to run around and sit in traffic or have to, you just need a quick couple things from the grocery store and you're there for 45 minutes. It's a lot of wasted time in a day, I think, when you're doing all the rigmarole.
Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're able to find that in your 40s.
I just turned 40. So to be honest, I was able to find that in my 39.
Yes.
So 39 was a really hectic year. And as I looked back and I said, what have I done since the last time we had a podcast? So my 39 and then last year, and I actually didn't remember because I say it's not that busy, but we're kind of busy. I don't even know where we're at all the time.
Right.
So I had to go back in my calendar and I looked from June of last year to June of this year. And I thought, oh my goodness. We sold our house in Phoenix. We went on a motorcycle ride through Colorado. I lost 2 uncles this past year. We continued to mourn our good friend that had passed the year before. Bob and I spent last summer in Livingston, Montana, and had a great time. I had to go to Idaho and Utah and California for work. We spent 3 weeks in Florida over the holidays. And we went to Michigan as well. And so it's just, and then here we are. We made it to Montana last month, and it's been a really great experience. We started out with the idea that we would just stay 1 month in an Airbnb each
Right.
month. And the reason for that is last year we stayed 3.5 months with one host. And about a month into it, I thought, oh my gosh, what if they don't like us? Or what if we don't like them? Right. And, but the fortunate part is our hosts last year were amazing. And we really got to get to know them. We're still friends. We still connect. But that kind of freaked me out. And so that's what led to this year being a little bit different. And so far we have stayed with one host in Eureka, Montana, which is about 14 miles from the Canadian border. And then it was such a beautiful place, absolutely stunning. The host was amazing. There was chickens and goats and deer. Oh my. And then we made our way down to, I guess it would be over instead of down. It would be over to Kalispell. And we have 2 amazing hosts here. And we're about 1.7-mile walk to Flathead Lake. And now that the weather has been shaping up, it's sunny, it's warm outside, it's everything that I like, just not the extreme heat, right? And so it's 40 is going to be a really great year. And we did not anticipate buying a home this year, but turns out we found a home. And so that's kind of the next chapter of our life that we got going on. So all good stuff there. I'm sure there'll be some remodel, a little bit of remodeling, and getting the home to how you like your tastes,
Right, right,
right?
for
Your
sure.
decor. And it's really cool because I don't know if you recall all of the other houses that we had, but they were so different. One was all white and satin nickel and the blues and the very common fad. And then you get into the dark wood and the blacks. And now it's like rustic. It's like, but you could go to the thrift shops and one man's garbage is another man's treasure. And it's like, there's some good, cool stuff out there.
Oh, sweet. I would be curious what a thrift store looks like in a rural area.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got $6 muck boots and they're in great shape.
What's a muck boot?
I don't know why they call it muck boot, but it's like pretty much rain boots
Okay.
and they go like up your calf
Okay.
and they're really great for walking around in like tall grass because there's ticks. You have to worry about the ticks out there and then Lyme disease and stuff. But yeah, I got big, tall plastic muck boots and I could go walk in the mud and it's great. I mean, that's like good stuff. We went to this festival last weekend and I bought huckleberry banana bread.
Was it good?
Yes, it was good. I still have half a loaf in there. I don't know if it's good anymore though.
Huckleberry. What's the berry that we used to get in Idaho?
Boysen.
Boysen. I think I liked boysenberry. I don't know if I've ever had a huckleberry.
Well, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of huckleberry in it, so it's like a lot of. So I think I've only had like 3 bites of huckleberry in this bread, but it was good. It was really delicious. And then, just
Are the people nice up there?
Oh, they're really, really genuinely friendly people. They're always interested and always willing to help, lend a hand. They're just very wholesome. It's a great environment.
I'm jealous.
Don't be jealous. You have really great things going on yourself.
Yeah, but I don't want, I'm not, well, I guess, I don't know. I'm not real big on asking people to help out with much of anything. But I like the idea of like that. It's like this, it's like small town living, but you guys are miles apart from each other.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys get to like you get the best of both worlds where you're a small town, but you don't have to hear or see them unless you drive into town.
Right. I think the one thing I was talking to a friend of mine earlier in the week, and I think the biggest thing to remember when you're so rural is you have to really plan in advance because it's not always easy just running into town. You don't just run into town. So you really got to think about like, what are you going to have for the next week? Do you have space? Hope that you don't run out of beer and wine and all the essentials. A Walmart, a Walmart could be almost 60, 70 miles away.
Oh my God.
One way.
That's like an hour 10 to get there.
Correct.
Wow.
One way.
That's crazy. But
Yeah.
that's kind of nice though, because like you can make like a whole day out of it. Like,
right.
You're like, we're gonna go, because like if you're gonna go into town and you're gonna go to Walmart, you're like, might as well hit the thrift store, might as well hit a couple of these extra stores and kind of make like a 3-hour adventure out of it, and then the hour drive home again. So you're like, that's a decent 4-hour day out, like a half day.
Yeah, it's a really a great time. And again, I'll go back to the traffic is minimal, but the scenery is insanely gorgeous. And this time of year too, it's all green. All of the flowers are blooming and all of the deer. I think the scariest thing is driving at night and the deer just want to jump out at you.
You don't have ambient light out there, so what do your stars look like?
It's big sky country. It's so
they're like
beautiful.
Can you see all of the stars?
Absolutely. It's absolutely stunning. However, like you have to be careful because at night, you got deer and you got bears are coming out of they're out of hibernation now, so you have to be aware of your surroundings. And you can't always see like the bugs, I don't really care too much for bugs, but I'm getting very country. Oh yeah.
Oh, all
I
right.
got I got a new cowboy hat, a straw one this year,
All right.
and muck boots. I think that's the extent of my country so far, but I'm getting there one piece at a time.
Cowboy hat. You got a
Uh,
bunch of cowboys up there?
no,
No.
of course we do.
That's awesome. Are there a lot of like ranches and stuff up in your area?
Yes,
So you're
yes.
like, you're like living Yellowstone life.
Yeah, I mean, here's some fun facts.
Okay.
There are 3 times as many cows than there are humans in the state of Montana.
You're outnumbered 3-1. That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Any other fun facts?
Oh, yes, I did learn recently that this is a pee freely state. So you're allowed to pee freely anywhere and not be arrested for indecent exposure.
All right. Men and women?
Yeah.
Like in town, like just on the side of the truck, like
Yeah.
I gotta drive home for an hour. I'm just gonna just real quick right here on the side of the next to the truck.
That's my understanding.
All right.
But if you have to go an hour or you can't go an hour, I mean, I would recommend, I'm not a doctor or have any medical license like that, but you may want to get that checked out by your local
I'm gonna
family
I'm gonna
physician.
eventually come up and see you, and I'm gonna get totally arrested for peeing in public.
Well, it's easier for a guy to do it than a girl, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. And then another fun fact, you ever hear about those like Arizona? I was looking this up. Arizona's got some, I forget them now, but they have some really old, outdated laws that
You can't
no
wear
one,
furs in a hotel lobby, and you can't keep a donkey in your bathtub.
yes, like
Yeah.
that. So in Montana, they say single women are not allowed to fish alone on Sunday. And if a student were to ride their horse to school, it is the principal's responsibility to feed, walk, and clean up after the horse until the child gets out of school. And I know that one because there was a class of senior students that were doing the senior prank or whatever, and
Yeah.
they all rode their horses to school, and the principal did his duty and had to take care of the horses all day. Oh,
Oh,
that's
so
silly fun right there.
I would love that. That'd be so fun. So your new place, you got a little bit of land, so you got some space. Not obviously not this year, but do you foresee ranching it up a little bit, getting a couple of horses, getting a small farm with your goats and maybe a pig?
And a pig. um, well, I think we'll see what life throws at us because you have to remember those take um, care. You have to feed them and have enough space for them to roam. And um, we do have a little bit of land, but I don't know if it's necessarily conducive for 4 horses and pig pens, and that'll be my entire yard.
You're like 2 goats. That's it. That's how much space we got.
Yes, I think a dog would be a good start, and
Oh,
we do hope to get a dog maybe next year.
when's the last time you had a dog?
Well, we had Caesar. I should say Bob had Caesar, but I also had Caesar for a few years before he passed. And that was 14 years ago.
Good Lord.
I lie. We were Caesar had he was 15 and a half years old, and he died right before we moved to Vegas, so in 2012. What is that, 12 years?
Okay. Do you miss having a dog?
Oh yeah, he was such a good dog. Do you remember that Christmas where we had you guys all over in our house? And I had made the Christmas tree topper out of chicken wire and what is that, paper mache?
Yeah.
And it was the whole head of Caesar. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then we put a hat on him, and I put those big wobbly eyes, and it kind of was kind of weird. Caesar didn't like that.
See, yeah, Lamb was like
A baby.
just walking.
Yeah.
Dad showed up, Eddie and Aunt Jeannie showed up, right? And that's the year I started wearing jerseys, hockey jerseys.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's too hot to wear hockey jerseys. But I like them.
Well, you don't have a hockey team anymore, so.
No, they went to Utah, right?
Yep.
I don't like them anyway.
The Utah Coyotes. It just doesn't have the same like feel.
Yeah. So Bob's out getting some of your things. He's coming back. Is Bob excited to just be like, he doesn't have to move anywhere ever again, right?
Yes, he's super thrilled. We both are. It's going to be quite an adventure. I think being a vagabond, that lifestyle may sound intriguing, but it's a lot of work, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And like you have to worry about where you going to store your things. And we actually don't have a whole lot because we're not going to lug it around. Right. I mean, all of our clothes, both Bob and I's, aside from the suitcase that we brought, and we have those 2 small totes per person. But aside from that, all like summer clothes, jackets and dresses and all of that fit in one big tote for the both of us. That's it. That's all we got. So
nice.
We're not just, it's really minimalistic is what we're very minimalists.
Which is good because it allows you the opportunities to go on your guys' motorcycle trips, to travel to Florida, Europe. When are you going back to Europe?
We are going to Europe in September to celebrate my birthday. I'm really super excited about that.
Where are you going?
Well, we're going to start in London, and then London will fly to Mykonos. It's an island in Greece. And then we're going to take a jet boat to Athens. And then from Athens, we fly to Paris. And then from Paris, we take a train back to London.
Very cool. Happy birthday!
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool.
And thanks to everybody out there that sent me some beautiful, warm birthday wishes. Really makes a girl feel special. So appreciate everybody and your kind thoughts.
Well, you're going to have to take... I love it when you do it, and I still think you don't... Like, you do it, but you don't quite understand yet why you do it, but you take pictures of pics. You're like, my brother wants me to hold it and take a picture of it. And you're like, I don't even know. I don't even know
how to hold it because it's like my whole hand is like covering the entire thing. But it is fun. And if you ever notice, it's mainly just at the bowling alley.
Bowling alley or outside of the bowling alley?
That's usually just an outside bar.
Yeah.
Not at the bowling alley, but
yeah, but give me some Europe pics because, like, I think what would be fun is like as Whimsy continues to grow more and more, and I can get more little pics stuff out there. Would be get pics, like a picture of pics in every state. You get like a wall map, so we can start pinning them, and then you're going to start with the Europe side, because I'm not going to get over there anytime soon.
Well, don't you should say I will get there, just not today.
No. It scares me, to be honest with you.
Why?
International travel is like, I think obviously for your first time, passport. What happens if I get arrested? Who do I call? Like, what phone number do I call?
Why are you going to get arrested?
Because I'm Ben. That's what I do. I'm pee freely.
Well, put it this way: if what you would do would get you arrested, you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not like you're going to a third world country or something, I mean, these are.
What if they have one of those weird laws where they're like, you can't take pictures of gnomes in Norway on a Sunday? And I'm just taking hundreds of pictures of gnomes, and they're like, well, that's 100 counts of gnome photos. I didn't know.
I'm sure. I mean, unless you're going to Turks and Caicos with ammunition, I think you're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's on a bucket list towards the bottom-ish. I'll get there eventually.
Remind me, because I think in one of the episodes we were talking with Liam and we were talking about travels. Where is it that you would want to go? Italy?
I don't know what I said on the episode. I'm definitely big on Asia. I would definitely go further and do like Japan.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever been to Japan?
No.
You're like, no.
Do you like to, I like to go. And we talked about this. This is redundant at the moment, but I really like the food. I don't think I can go to Japan and feel, full as a tick.
Right. Yeah. I would have to stay in like, because I don't eat. I'm very picky, so I'd have to stay to like Italy and maybe London. I think I can get some food. I could probably eat in those places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's super cool.
Mexico always has great tacos.
I've never been to Mexico. You've been to Mexico.
You got to get out there.
I don't know, man.
One of the things I think about, like, what have I learned this year in 39? And I think about when I reflected back about all the things we did is like change is inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
And change is good, right?
Yes.
Although it doesn't feel good all the time because everyone likes things. And then when you got to get rid of them all because it's sensible, that's a big change. And aside from like material things, I think about like how my mindset has changed. And I think one of the things that is important to me is that I don't work my life away and not be able to experience it. And this is a whole new experience. I mean, obviously born and raised in Arizona and then going out into the middle of nowhere. And I don't have earth skills, like outdoorsy skills. So all of it is new and it's all good. And I think I have to just keep telling myself, like, you can do this.
Yeah.
If you want it hard enough, you can do it. If you want to go to Japan, you just have to do it. Don't make too many things though, where too many fun ideas or too much that you forget about some of them. Right.
Right. Well, and like you said, I'm 100% dad. Like I just work entirely too much and don't experience. And I think that's where 40, changed a lot. Where, and with the podcast a little bit is like I was trying to the experiences that I think I want right now are more conversational, and that's kind of where the podcast really helps out a little bit. And definitely. I hope. I mean, I think I see a big difference over the last year versus like the 15 years before it, where I'm focusing more on the family aspect now. Obviously I'm not able to see everybody as much as I'd like to, but I definitely think there's a better like try. And I'm trying to, and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah.
You have a better balance on trying to prioritize what's important to you, which is your family and connection. And you've done and put more effort into it in the last year than we've done in the past. But
Right.
it's because it's easy for life to get in the way.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why I think we all have all these great ideas, and we have so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we overthink it, we make it too complex, and really just take a step back, enjoy the little things, like I love going to the bowling alley here.
That's awesome.
It's an 8-lane bowling alley, and I'm not feeling like I'm being screwed up the arse because everything's so expensive. Everything's modest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you go bowl a game or two, have a few drinks, go home and chill. That's great. And going back, I'm sorry, I lost this train of thought there for a moment, but it is really about, you got to reprioritize. And if it's something that means a lot to you, you'll put a lot of effort in. Right. So I think we've all done a great job, all of us.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Because you only have one family, and one day they won't be there.
I know.
And then you're going to miss their voice, and you're going to miss their big hugs, and grandma's smell of vanilla, or mom's fish kisses, and I don't know, Nikki rolling her eyes at me. Usually, I'm just teasing, sis. And I don't know, you just miss those things. I mean, this past year we lost Uncle Eddie. Mm-hmm. And you think about, man, I wish they could play the piano. He could play the piano and Dad sings his funny songs. Or I think it was vice versa. Dad was playing the piano. Uncle Eddie was singing singing Filipino songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all those different things I cherish a little bit. Not a little bit. I do cherish those immensely, and that connection and building new traditions, and just having some fun time together. I think it's important.
It is. I wish I would have got there earlier than 40, but can't live in regret or like the what if. Make up for what I can for it now. So,
well, you're doing great, and appreciate you having me on today.
I appreciate you coming on because I do like just talking to you on the phone, and I know, and I'm still working on that balance of like, I think I'm doing pretty good not shoving fucking podcasting down everybody's throat. I mean, I talk about it a lot, but like not every conversation needs to be recorded, but I do like the idea of once or twice a year getting you on and hanging out, because one day you're going to be 50 and I'm going to play this back for you and be like, look at you.
Well, I'm just curious why it says 55 Rhiannon birthday.
Episode 55.
Oh, I thought you were just trying to make me older.
No.
Than 40. But I mean, here's the good thing about 40. Okay. You asked me earlier if I had like any kind of like, what is that?
Defining moments or favorite moments?
No, like when you get upset, like crises, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you talk to, I think when you turned 30, it was kind of like, oh my God, I'm no longer 20.
Right.
And then, but 30s were great. My 20s were great. Well, they were good. Well, they were great because I met my best friend and the love of my life. And here we are 15 years strong. And I don't have any regrets about that. 30s was great. My career continues to, at least I think so, continue to grow. I graduated college, all of that good stuff. And I think 40, when you talk to people, they say, oh, 40s were my best years. And I think every year or every decade, ugh, that's such a, it's so terrible. It makes you every decade, there's always been something, if you look back, of what you've learned, and you see that life progression. You know, your 20s, you go into your 30s and you're actually making something of yourself and the achievements you have, and then building a career, and then your 40s. I think 40, I'm not quite sure what 40, like what goals or aspirations or how I want my 40s to look. But I'm kind of excited to see what happens. So when we get back together at 50,
You're gonna have dip in your lip. You're gonna have a big long piece of like
don't be
straw hanging.
ridiculous.
You're gonna speak with one of those like, what is that, a twang? You're gonna be all, well, maybe not, because you do come back down for the summer or the winter, so you kind of play both sides. So you won't get fully assimilated into like country.
Maybe we'll decide to spend the winters there.
You're gonna be like, no, Mom, I gotta come home again.
Yeah. Who knows? It's going to be exciting though, and continue to. I don't know what I want to do in 40s, but it's going to be great, whatever it is.
And I think that's the beauty. I think that's the beauty of 40, is like you get to a point where you realize like you don't have to define the next chapter of your life. Where like your 20s, it was like, all right, I'm going to get a house, I'm going to get married, I want to be wildly successful, and then 30 hits, and you're like, I didn't do any of those things. I'm like twice divorced. Like I have a small drinking problem. I can barely pay for the house. Like nobody. And then you come like into your mid 30s and you have a small midlife crisis.
And you shape up.
Right. And then when you're 40, you're just like, let's just let it go, man.
Right.
I like it. I
think I'll be a little bit more adventurous. I mean, obviously I am.
Yes.
To an extent. I mean, there's some things that are just a hard no, like eating the live squid or whatever.
Right.
No, I'm not.
Like you're not going to go shoot a deer and then eat its liver.
I don't think it's his liver. I think it's his heart you're supposed to bite into as a thank you to the land and the animal for sacrificing his life.
Deer?
Maybe. I'm not opposed to it.
39, you're like, fuck no. Now you're like,
Well, I think at 39 and previous, you think to yourself, like, I am not killing whatever it is that I'm going to be eating.
Right.
But then, like, you get out here, if you don't kill it, you're eating unless you're driving 4 hours. That's a little exaggerated. It's a bit exaggerated, but you get the point. Like,
yeah.
The host in Eureka, she has some lambs, and we were asking, and some chickens, and I asked her, I said, is it hard to like kill the chicken that you ate and froze? And she said, yeah, it did. It was really hard. One of her chickens she didn't eat, but they have lambs, and you just got to make sure you're not like friends with them. Which is really sad because they're so cute and they like fight each other, and then and then you're like, oh, well, it's like, okay, here's one that's weird. Okay. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you remember like growing up, there was this cartoon and it was like animal or, it was like food, like a carrot, and they were talking. They were like food that talked. It was a cartoon, like Veggie Tales or Vegetables.
Yeah,
okay. So do you ever sit down with Oreos? Okay. You have 3 like rows of Oreos.
Right.
Every time I sit down for Oreos, I have to eat like 6 or 8 at a time because I like even numbers.
Okay.
Okay, so in one sitting, it's 6 or 8. But then I feel bad when like half that row is gone. And I think to myself, that poor Oreo is like, oh, don't eat my cousin. No, I'm stuck here by myself in this row. Do you guys do that?
No, I don't think we do that.
Oh, well, neither do I. I don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, we're just kidding. That's so 39.
That's so 39. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Well, I suppose if I have all of my teeth by the time I'm 50 and I don't have a weird face mole with a long hair growing out of it, and I think I'll be in okay shape.
All right. I look forward to seeing what fucking. We'll have to check in definitely before 50. We'll check in next year for 41. I'm waiting for like. I don't know. I'm glad we're recording because something's gonna in the next like 3 years. There's gonna be some kind of like you're gonna spit more. No, you already spit.
What the heck?
You're gonna be all like hard country. You're gonna be like four wheeling everywhere. Like I don't know. When they come up and visit, I'm gonna be like wake up to you shooting dinner.
Just because you're in the country doesn't mean you're like hillbilly.
Well, that's what you're hoping. You're hoping you don't become hillbilly.
I don't even know what to say. I think you should just come out here one of these days and you'll see everyone is they're totally normal people. And maybe if you don't think so, then you should look at yourself and say, am I the one that's not normal?
Oh, I'm definitely the one that's not normal.
We're not, none of us. What is normal? It's all
Right.
there's a saying, I don't recall it off the top of my head, but it's like a perception or whatever. Anyway.
Well, I thank you for coming on, and I know everybody is super happy that you came on. We got Grandma coming on.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm recording.
What is Grandma? Okay, she's going to be 81 or 2.
All right, so
I'm 40.
Mom is 20 years me until my birthday, and then it's 21 years. Yes. And then it's the same thing with Grandma, right? Which is she's 20 from me until her birthday, right? Or yes. 40 from me. So would she be 81, 82 this year?
She'll be 82 this year.
That's going to be exciting to talk to her.
Because then Mom will be 41. No, I'll be 41 next year. Yeah. Anyway, 82. She looks amazing. You know what? If we can look that great at 82.
Well, if you think about it, Grandma and Grandpa on the other, on Dad's side, they were running around doing all kinds of crazy stuff until. And how old were they?
Oh, I don't know. I remember what was it? My 21st birthday. I went to Vegas, and I'm walking down. There's this old off of the strip, but I'm walking through this casino, and I forget what it's called now. And I swear I see this woman who looks just like Grandma. I mean, it was spitting image. And then I started stalking her. And then behind the lady's back, I'm going, Candy, Candy. And you want to know what is so funny? Sure as shit, it was Grandma and Grandpa, Uncle Paul, and Auntie Ori.
Oh, that is so fun.
Is that not crazy? That was so weird. I'm like, what are you doing here? They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm 21. What are you doing? And they're all like, ooh, we're playing the slots. And that at the time at that casino, there were still pennies. Like you put the pennies in. I don't think they do that anymore, like actual coins. But Grandma had her little bucket, her little clear bucket of pennies, and they were all about it.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't get over, like,
19.
how fast, like, time flies. Like, because it was, I was watching a movie and then realized like the movie is 20 years old, and I'm like, it just came out. It feels like Liam's 14. Like wasn't that long ago. We were at the Christmas.
Hmm.
Now he's wrestling and he's dominating. Did you hear he took second in state?
No way.
Yeah, in his division.
Well, Liam, if you're out there, you need to call Auntie Rhiannon and tell me all about it. And not these one-word responses, mister. I want to have a conversation. That is a wonderful triumph. That's amazing.
He's killing it right now. So he's
I want to see a picture of his medal.
yeah, well, I'll get pictures of all of them. He gets plaques, medals. He's got the big trophy from when we went out and saw him. He's keeping he's real like headstrong, focused on the wrestling.
Oh, I thought you meant like he hits his head and it's
No,
strong.
Okay. No. So your one word response is because he's focused. He's
okay.
He's doing all the camps and the wrestling was in the summer. He's got the big camp coming up next week. So
is that the Colorado wrestling thing?
Yeah,
that's great.
So he's buckling down and just doing his thing. So, we just sit back and just watch him just collect all that metal.
Yeah, kicking arse and taking names. That's pretty exciting.
Right.
I'd love to see some videos of his matches.
Yes.
Meets. Are they meets? They're meets. Meets. Yeah.
So,
so take some video. Let me see what's happening out there. And
he's killing it. And then Sophie, she's 4. She's the coolest thing in the world right now. She's so fun. Like her imagination and her energy is just so much fun.
Yeah, she's a sweet and polite little tot. And she's got her kitchen house thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks so cute when she's got her head out the window.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well,
appreciate why they're little and they don't talk back.
Well, yeah. But 2 great kids coming with 2 great moms.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They really are. They really are. Pretty amazing out there. But I'm gonna let you go, Manang. I love you.
Yes. You have a good night. We'll get back with you whenever. You're coming back down anyway. And are you going to come down before you go out to Europe?
Yes, August.
Okay.
When it's hot. Then I'm getting the hell out of Dodge.
Then you can see the yard, because I don't think you saw the yard.
Oh, I haven't.
It's going to be good times. All right. Well, you have a good night. Thank yous for your birthday episode. I know you were kind of like, what? I do appreciate that you did sneak in many of the questions without me being asked. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Have fun out there.
All right. You want to say it?
Whimsy.